Hello and welcome to this lecture on Introduction to Insurance Provisions in Commercial Leases. This is going to take about an hour, and I'm going to start with a bit of an overview to give you an idea of why it is such an important thing, and then we will look at it in detail. So it is an incredibly important area, and it can have profound effects that are unexpected if this hasn't been drafted correctly. So first of all, let's go through the dense part, which is on my notes on page 2 to start with. Now, in general terms, you're going to have to make a decision at the outset if you're a landlord, whether you're going to insure or whether the tenant's going to insure. And in general terms, almost without exception, unless it's something like a ground rent lease, it's going to be the landlord who insures rather than the tenant. The tenant's got the ownership of the contents, so they insure the contents. But what about things like plate glass? This is generally something that the tenants will insure against, and because it's something that is more likely to happen and the landlord doesn't want their insurance to be affected, or they don't want to get involved in it. So often, because that will be excluded from insured risks and included within the demise premises, then therefore the tenant will have an insurable interest in it. So that's the next point. Repairs and reinstatement. Now, I've already mentioned a bit about this, and just to finish this part of it off, you've got to check that all of the things that could apply will be dealt with under insured risks, and look at your repairing obligation and see what the exclusion is. Now, pretty much every lease you'll see will say the landlord expects the tenant to repair the building, brackets damaged by an insured risk accepted, which gives it an insurable interest and gives it the right to carry out the works and also to reinstate. But what happens if the money they get under the insurance claim isn't enough? Let's say the cost is £1 million, and for some reason or other, they claim £1 million, and then they start doing the work, and it turns out it costs 1.1 million.